George was excited. He was on his way to Australia.
No, we haven't even taken off.
Oh!
Here you go, George. Maybe this will help.
Sir, we're in Sydney.
Oh.
G'day. Welcome to the land down under. I'm your tour guide, Bailey Bungie.
How'd you know it was us?
Recognized you by a monkey.
Mum said a monkey would be on the safari, so I begged to come along. This is my vacation too.
My daughter, Bindi.
And you must be George.
Let's get going. Your Australian outback safari adventure awaits.
I hope you like animals, because you're about to meet a lot of them. We're in the land down under, enjoy the view. We have so many strange animals that'll amaze you.
These are dingoes, wild cousins of man's best friend.
You can meet them on the ground or in a tree. I bet you make a new buddy, just wait and see. So keep your heart wide open and true. You'll find a friend smiling back at you. Thanks, mate. No worries, g'day. That's the Aussie way. Ooh. In the outback, there's much more to see.
Koalas.
There's a brumby over there by a wallaby. Here's a bird called the emu who doesn't fly. It'll dry out and be as good as new, but he can beat you in a foot race every time.
Strangely refreshing.
So keep your heart wide open and true. You'll find a friend smiling back at you. Thanks, mate. No worries, g'day. That's the Aussie way.
It's an emu.
Ooh.
My hat.
That's the Aussie way. Thanks, mate. Ooh, my friend. That's the Aussie way. Thanks, mate. Ooh, my friend. That's the Aussie way. Thanks, mate. Ooh, my friend. That's the Aussie way. Thanks, mate.
Here we are, all the comforts of home. Even a shower.
No! George!
No worries, George. We get rain 6 months out of the year, so the tents are waterproof.
Today was great, but tomorrow's gonna be even better. We're gonna see my favorite Australian animal, the... What's that?
Cook.
Oh, I've never heard of an animal called a cook.
Cook isn't an animal. Cook's a cook.
He plays a didgeridoo whenever it's time for dinner.
Wow, that was neat. Thanks, that was a great meal.
Why don't you get some shut-eye?
Yes, you have a big day tomorrow.
Okay, I'll set up our beds.
These were the biggest footprints George had ever seen. He wondered who or what made them. Everyone else's footprints went one in front of the other. But these footprints were side by side. And they were really far apart. The only way you could get that far and keep your feet side by side was by hopping. Rabbits hopped. Maybe it was a giant rabbit. Or clowns have big footprints. Maybe it was a hopping clown. Or maybe it was a giant hopping clown rabbit.
George, it's bedtime.
A bunch of dugongs were sighted off the coast.
Dugongs are Australian sea cows.
Come on, let's go, George.
Cows that swam in the sea? That did sound cool. But a giant clown rabbit sounded even cooler.
You want to stay here? Are you sure? Okay. Oh, wait. Better leave my hat here, since you won't be around to get it back for me.
Bye, George.
Be a good little monkey.
Now to find that giant rabbit. There were those footprints again. Only now, the giant clown rabbit had a tiny friend. It looked like they'd stopped here for a drink of water, but then the smaller footprints disappeared. Could it be? When clown rabbits drank water, they could fly? The little one had landed again. The footprints weren't made by a hopping clown rabbit. They were made by a whatever this little guy was. They had hopped around so much, they were back at camp. Hopping sure made a monkey thirsty. Maybe his friend was thirsty too. If only he had a bowl to feed him with.
It'll dry out and be as good as new.
George's new friend looked cute in the man's hat, but he couldn't keep it. It was the bigger whatever it was. His small friend couldn't fly. He'd just been getting a ride. George had to get that hat. But his new friends were too fast. They were pretty still when they were drinking. But that watering hole was too far away. By the time George got there, the animals might be gone. If only he had his own watering hole. And then George realized he did. He just needed someplace to put it. And a lot of water to put into it. He hoped his friends were thirsty. George was happy to have the man's hat back, but he was sad his new friends ran off.
George, you won't believe it. Sea cows are amazing. You want to see?
Sea cow? That didn't look anything like a cow.
George, what happened to the rain cover on the tent? No worries, mate.
Yeah, long day. I could use a nice bath. There you go.
Oh, this day just keeps getting better. Turn around and I'll show you my favorite Australian animal.
His friends were back.
Those are kangaroos.
So that's what they were called.
They really like to eat grass. Just put it on the ground right beside you.
And that's when George decided kangaroos were his favorite Australian animal, too.
That's the Aussie way.
The only thing little monkeys like better than being in pictures is taking pictures.
Hey, George! Hey, Bill! Look! Guess what it's of? You'll never guess. Guess! They're Perseids.
Percy what?
They're teeny tiny animals that look like purses. Well, I think. I heard my grandpa talking to my grandma about them. He says you can see them best down by the lake. Oh, George, that's a great idea. Let's get a picture of them. That will make a perfect surprise for Grandpa. Wait! Where are you going? You can only see Perseids at night, George. But Grandpa said you can see them best of all if you get up early in the morning. Fisherman early. And if you both come with me, Grandpa says I can go. Sure. No, George, I can't take the picture. No, I may be great at doing drawings, but I'm not nearly as good a picture taker as you. Besides, if I take the picture, I can't be in it. See you bright and early. Early?
Hey, Allie, George, Bill, what are you doing up so early?
Looking for the Perseids.
Oh, they're beautiful. Have fun.
Yeah, this way. Keep your eyes open. The Perseids should be around here someplace. Grandpa said you can't miss them. Ooh! Shh! Shooting stars! Wow! Be sure to save some pictures for the Perseids, George. Okay, they're here somewhere. Do you see them? No. Bill, you go that way. Me and George will go this way. Aye, aye.
I hear something. I hear something.
Huh?
Here. Hey! Too late. They're gone.
Well, of course, because you scared them.
Okay.
Perseids are delicate, gentle creatures. Like me.
Well, this isn't going to work.
Yeah. If only we had a way to talk to each other without making any sound.
Good idea, George. We'll just wave to each other if we see a Perseid.
Okay, let's go. Here, Percy, Percy, Percy. He's waving. Bill's trying to tell us something. He's saying, go this way. That way? Yeah, that way. Hurry, George. Oh, what is it? Where are they?
Oh, I was saying there weren't any. It's my new signal. Watch. Shazoo Shazam. No Perseids over that way. Flim Flam Bam. Or that way.
Oh. Oogie woogity woogaboo.
What's that mean?
It means I can't tell what you're saying.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, George is right. Even if we knew what you were saying, it would be too hard to see you when you get to the end of the lake.
Yeah. We need flashlights or something if we're going to signal.
Only it's getting light. The Perseids will all be hiding now.
At least we tried.
Yeah, I guess. There's nothing left to do but go home and practice for tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Okay, ready?
What does that mean?
Simple. I am sending you a message. See?
It didn't look like that.
What did it look like?
Flash, 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 flash.
Hey, pretty close.
But how am I supposed to know what it means?
It had been a long morning. George was so tired, it took both hands just to keep his eyes open.
What are you three working on so hard?
Shh. It's a surprise, Grandpa.
Well, this should wake you up. My super spicy hot curry soup. Hey, be careful. It's zowie hot.
No problem. I love spicy stuff. The spicier, the better.
Bill, do you think you should...
There, see?
Huh? What is it? What do you want, a napkin?
Bill was pointing because he needed a glass of water.
What is it, George? How is pass me the water a code? Water.
George realized their code could be a lot simpler. One flash meant nothing here. Two flashes. I heard a sound.
Hey!
It came from that direction.
Okay.
It came from that way.
George, that's great. It's so simple and clear. Not bad for a city kid.
So the next morning, with their flashlights and their new secret code, the trio set out to find the Perseids.
Okay. Ooh, whoop. Sorry. Wow.
Hurry up. Operation Perseids is on. Go, go, go. flash. Bill says there's nothing there. Oh.
Two flashes. That means they heard a sound. It came from over there.
Shh. You ready, George? Okay. George! Nothing. Nothing. All we have is a bunch of pictures
The
of...
Perseids.
What? Where?
Right there. The Perseids is the name of a whole bunch of shooting stars that you can see every August.
Wow! And George caught them on film. Pretty good for a city kid.
You're the best, George.
Oh, what a nice surprise, you three. Now, how about some cocoa to warm you up?
Uh-huh.
Is it spicy?
Oh, quite a show, huh?
Even though they weren't creatures who looked like purses, the Perseids, or nature's own flashing lights, were pretty amazing to see. Monkeys are natural-born explorers. So when the man with the yellow hat decided to visit Bunch Beak Island to photograph birds, George decided to explore with him.
Here's the radio, here's the throttle, and here is the key.
Think the key ring is big enough?
Easy there.
Fun to play with, though. Okay, here you go.
Careful. That's the only key we have.
Really?
Aye. There used to be 5 keys, one for each quint. The first key fell down a drain. The second key fell down a drain. The third key fell down a drain.
What happened to the 4th key?
Probably fell down a drain. So, be very careful with this key. It's the only one we've got.
Don't worry, Mr. Quint. We'll take good care of it. Won't we, George?
Well, what are you waiting for? Shove off. Have fun.
At last, it was time for exploring. An explorer always keeps an eye out for interesting things. George saw interesting birds, interesting fish, and a very interesting water monkey. But the most interesting thing George saw was a water lump, and it was following them.
I wonder what that is. What do you know, George? It's an otter pup.
Pop? The man couldn't be right. That thing didn't look anything like a dog. Its paws were like hands, and its toes were like fingers, only they had webs. Plus, George didn't know any dog that could float on its back. But it did bark. Maybe it was a dog.
Not a pup like a dog. Young otters are also called pups. From the look of him, he's a very young pup. He must live around here. They usually have homes called dens along the shore.
A den? George didn't see TVs, sofas, or any other den furniture. Just a hole.
Otters are very playful and very curious. Almost as curious as a monkey. I think he likes you. What do you know? Fucticus ludovicianus, also known as a rose-breasted grosbeak. You want to go with me or stay with your friend? Oh, all right. Oops. Better put this someplace safe. See you soon.
The man was right about the otter. He was very playful. He played peekaboo. And hide and seek. The man said the otter was a pup. Maybe he liked to play fetch, too. Fortunately, he also liked to play catch. Unfortunately, he liked to play keep away even more. How would they get home? And even worse, what would the quince say?
No, we can't start
He had to get that key back. George was a super good swimmer, but the otter was even better. Maybe it had something to do with those webbed paws. Also, otters could hold their breath for a long time. Okay, swimming was out. But George had a lot of other tricks up his furry sleeve. Otters might be fast in the water, but monkeys were fast on land. George just had to get the otter out of the water. But how? What did otters like? They liked to play. They liked to swim. They liked keys. But why did they like keys? It's not like otters could drive a boat. Maybe they just liked keys because they were shiny. George had the beginnings of a brilliant monkey plan. If otters liked shiny things, then maybe he'd follow the fish to land, and George could get his key. He did like shiny things. This was working better than George had hoped. But the otter was pretty fast on land, too. And now he had George's fish fob. Not only were otters fast in water and on land, but they had really great hiding places. And then George remembered.
He must live around here. They usually have homes called dens along the shore.
Maybe that was the otter's home. Oh no, the otter was underground and George was out of shiny things to lure him out. His only chance of getting that key was to find something else the otter might want. Then he remembered, otters like to play. They played peekaboo, hide and seek, keep away and chase. Maybe otters would play trade ya. The trick to trade ya was to make your toy look a gajillion trillion times more fun than anyone else's toy. And George was an expert at that. It was by far the most amazing toy the otter had ever seen. The otter hated to give up his shiny key, but the ball was more fun.
Oh, wait till you see the pictures I took. I got a rose-breasted grosbeak, a pie-billed grebe, and a coot. You ready to go home? Ah, Mr. Quint's key. You kept it safe, George.
The otter loved both his new toys, and he didn't miss the key at all. Especially since his dad had 4 just like it. Once upon a time, in a land not so far away, George was at his last rehearsal for his very first community play. In the play, George was a castle guard. He really wished he were a knight, like Steve and Betsy. Knights got to ride horses and had cool helmets. Plus, knights were really brave. But the man said,
There are no small roles. There are only small monkey actors.
So George kept practicing to make sure he said his line right.
Sire, 2 riders approacheth.
Guard!
At last, George's big moment was here.
Oh no! Charky! She'll wreck the stage!
Guard the castle!
It was just like in the play. But Charky did not halt. Charky kept right on going.
least the castle's in one piece.
Tuh, medieval castles had dragons. We have Charky.
Well, we'd better get busy rebuilding the set and the props.
We'll get the flag back.
You guard the stage, George, in case Charky comes back.
George felt awful. It was his job to guard the castle, and he'd messed it up.
Oh.
What if Charky came back during the play tonight? He needed some way to keep Charky off the stage for good. But it's hard to think if you've stayed awake all night practicing your one line, especially if your costume was hot and the stage lights were hotter.
What ho! That means, hey, what's up? A dragon is on the loose. Don't want it getting into the castle again.
The dragon! It followed us to the castle!
Good guard George had to stop the dragon. It would prove his bravery, and the king might make him a knight. Nothing is worse than dragon breath. Except maybe dragon slobber.
My banquet! Stop her! Wizard, can you not stop the beast?
Alas and alack, my magic hath met its match.
Hey, look out!
Oh, no!
The king would never make good guard George a knight now.
How can we have our celebration with that beast destroying the castle?
And then the little guard remembered. Dragons were sore afraid of baths. All he had to do was put a bathtub in front of the castle, and the kingdom would be safe. But there was more than one way for a dragon to get into a castle.
Oh, is it me or is it you, Medini?
My castle! She's all broken again!
If you were going to keep a dragon out of a castle, what you really needed was a tub that went all the way around.
Is that a bathtub that goes all the way around the castle? Oh, great idea! Where do you get one of those?
If you wanted a bathtub that went all the way around the castle, you had to dig it yourself. But first, you had to make sure the dragon was asleep.
All clear.
Well, that should do it.
Thankfully, dragons sleep a lot.
What's this?
Oh, it's a bathtub that goes all the way around the castle. Good guard George thought of it. Dragons are afraid of baths.
I do not like this name bathtub. I think we should call her a moat.
Oh,
Yeah, nice.
How do we get water in there?
Oh, I got it.
Wow, that was some magic trick.
Well, geographically speaking, this area is rife with underground springs.
The dragon! She is back!
So what? We got a moat.
But you're on the wrong side.
Oh, no, not
Dragon,
again!
back!
Watch
Careful!
out!
Luckily, dragons can't climb trees, but they did eat loots. The moat had stopped the dragon from getting into the castle, but it stopped them too. And it was getting late and cold. If George wanted to be a knight, he had to get everyone back in the castle. George could build a bridge, but the dragon could cross the bridge too. He needed a bridge that people could cross, but that would disappear when dragons showed up. And then, good guard George saw it. It was the perfect bridge for dragons.
George, you okay?
George was better than okay. He knew how to keep Charky off stage.
You're a genius.
What is it?
It's a drawbridge.
To build a drawbridge, you need some wood and a way to keep the wood together and a hinge so your drawbridge can fold up, and some rope and a pulley so you can raise and lower your bridge. And you have to get rid of your stairs. That way, knights could enter, but dragons stayed out.
Sire, 2 riders approacheth.
Guard!
Something was wrong. This wasn't in the play.
Come! For building a dragon-proof drawbridge, I knight thee, Sir Giorgio!
George had saved the play, protected the castle, and become a knight. And he did it twice on Saturday.